Hey everyone. Okay, doing a quick Zoom recording, and I want to try to make this brief because I know I don't like to watch long videos, but I want to make sure that because we can't one-on-one here, but if you want to one-on-one, we can Zoom and see each other like this, and I can work with you. I can screen share my stuff, so not just here, but on my computer I can screen share it, which I might screen share my weekly meal plan just to show you. But I want to show you how I build it and how I break it down. So let me actually pull that up real quick because this is going to help. This should help you. I know where it's at. Just opening up my meal planner. And it's really an Excel spreadsheet. As you see, I just posted it out to the group so you can look at it. Okay. Okay, so first things first, not everyone has filled out all the information. So I'm looking at some of your information but don't have others, and it's kind of hard for me to help you or to provide suggestions on changes that you need to make to reach your goal or things that you might want to tweak a bit, okay? So just make sure you've gone through, look through all the posts, scroll down, I haven't put that many in there, and that you've completed the form, completed your calorie intake category, target calorie category, what your goals are, what you struggle with. Those are kind of like the basics because I can look at what you're eating, what you're struggling with, and how we can tweak that, what your category is, your calorie, target calorie, and how that equates to containers, because I speak in colors, I speak in containers. I don't really look at calories in food because I don't have to, because I work on the container system. And since we are all doing the containers in this group, I know Lori, you haven't gotten yours yet, but we will. I posted some information out there, so you should have the basics. I will put the graphic, let me just make a note, put a graphic on what the measurements are for those containers, so you can start, using that container graphic. Okay, so that we're all got the same tools, right? Because here's one thing I can just tell you right now across the board, what usually everybody has is too many carbs, too many yellows. You get, depending on what calorie category you're in, 2 or 3, 4 yellows. We eat a lot of yellows, a lot of carbs, a lot of bread, a lot of cereal, tortillas, potatoes, pastas, and so that is not the carb from fruit. We have a separate from fruit, okay? So I can tell you right now, that's usually a big offender on people's meal plans. So, okay, so let's look at what my sample meal plan is that I put out there. Share screen. So here it is right here. This is my Excel spreadsheet. Get that out of the way. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So here's the number of containers I get for the color, the workouts that I'm doing. So some of you know this about me, that I don't like to cook. I don't like to meal prep. I don't want to figure out, a new whole new menu every single day. So I try to keep it simple by having 2 breakfast options and 2 snack options, and then my lunch is usually leftovers, or a lot of times it is a green salad, and I say green because I don't want you eating iceberg lettuce. There's no nutrients in that. A leafy green salad, which your body really needs, with some leftover protein. If I have grilled some chicken, I have a can of tuna in water, whatever that protein needs to be, I have protein on top of it. Sometimes some cheese, sometimes some seeds, depending on my container count, whether I'm having a homemade dressing that's going to be an orange, or whether I use some lemon and some balsamic vinegar and just a drizzle of olive oil, which I don't count. So really, it depends on how I build my day. Is going to depend on really what I'm having for dinner. So that's where I start. I reverse engineer it. So I take one of these sheets, and I will put one of these out there too. And I know some of you use these. Sonia this is how she builds her day too. So the daily planner, I will put a sheet out there because, we could talk about macronutrients and we could talk about calories, But the thing is, I like to keep it simple. I don't want to have to try to factor in all these different numbers. If I know I have 3 veggies, two fruits, 4 protein, 2 carbs, 1 healthy fat, 1 dressings or oils or seeds or nuts, and then 2 teaspoons, which is my oils, that's my oils or in my almond butter, right? That's it. That's all I got to worry about. So we're reverse engineering. So today I actually have in the crock pot this slow cooker chicken fajita. If you see this, it calls for 2 yellows. So likely, I've already had a piece of toast, Ezekiel bread toast with my eggs this morning. So I've used a yellow. And honestly, I would just prefer have it on like romaine lettuce, right? A lot of times I do my burgers and my tacos, kind of always doing a lettuce wrap, and that saves me from my yellows. I will be able to have 1 yellow. So I did get some Ezekiel tortillas. I will probably have 1 tortilla, 1 fajita with using a tortilla. So, but I do have romaine lettuce in case, I want to have a little extra. Or something happens in the day. Maybe I want some crackers with my lunch, then I would have, counted the yellow there and still not had it at dinner. Okay, so here we go. So here's how I build it, right? Pick 2 breakfast options throughout the week. I have those. I have the count here. I've picked actually 3 snacks now because I'm trying to change it up a little bit. Celery with almond butter or apple with almond butter. Love my almond butter. I'm trying to get away a little bit from having apples and that fruit, because we only get 2 fruits. Sometimes I like the berries in the quinoa, so then that limits me from not having fruit in my Shakeology if I'm going to have my apple and almond butter. So I need to kind of have some options, right? So you have to think ahead about those. I always have my Shakeology, of course, because that is the dense nutrition that's going to get me those other nutrients that I'm just not going to get in my food. I'm not going to get it, and plus it has all my vitamins and minerals. So that is a given. That is on my calendar, my weekly meal plan every single day. So again, mixing it up at lunch, and then I have I wish I would not do that. I have my dinners. And so I pick them from, like this is the Beachbody.com site, teambeachbody.com site. If you don't currently have a membership, you can get a free membership to the team.beachbody.com site. Make sure you put me as your coach because you have access to some of the recipes and things out there. Both of these. And then these I actually got, this one I got, and the honey soy salmon I got off the BuzzFeed. This one's coming from the Ultimate Reset. So I'm just going to do some marinated chicken, but the carrot and seaweed medley is from the Ultimate Reset. Okay, so pizza night out. This is my birthday. So I've just factored it in. I'm just going to account for it that day. I'm going to make sure I am on AT, saving up my yellows for the end of the day. Okay, I'm going to stop share there because here's what I want to show you. So I have my printout. This is on my fridge. I have it with one of these magnetic things, and I have the last couple of weeks here. So say one weekend, and we're having a busy summer coming up, right? My Shakeology recipes. We have a busy summer coming up. I don't have time to meal plan on Sunday. I'm going to pick one of my previous week's meal plans, and I'm going to roll with it. Right? And here's the other thing. Once you start doing these and you build this based on this dinner, keep that with that recipe for dinner, because then you already know, oh, if I'm going to have the chicken fajitas, slow cooker chicken fajitas, here's how the rest of my day is going to reverse engineer, right? So if you have so it's just, you got to take not having to reinvent it all the time. So save your weekly meal plans. When you do this daily planner, save it with the recipe so you know. So let's do this. Fajita dinner is 1 green, 1 red. I'm going to say 1 yellow because I will have that tortilla, and 1 spoon. Okay, so then right here I have my total daily, and I'm going to mark it off. So that was 1 green, 1 red, 1 yellow, and 1 spoon. So I know what I have left. I had breakfast already. It was a 2-egg omelet with kale, with some veggies. Let me say that. I had some feta in it, which is a blue container, and my toast, which is yellow. So that is 1 green for the veggies, 1 red for the 2 eggs, 1 yellow for my toast, 1 blue for my feta. So I mark it down what that was for that particular meal, and then I'm going to mark it also up here. So again, that was a green, a red, a yellow, a blue. And Sonia may do this a little bit differently. So now I know I've already used 2 greens. I have 1 left. I still have my purples. I've used 2 reds. I have 2 left. See that? I've used my yellows now. I've used my blues. I've used one of my spoons. Okay, so my snack, almond butter and apple. So because I used a spoon in dinner, I have 1 teaspoon of almond butter. And with all honesty, I'm going to tell you, I make it heaping. It probably counted as 2. Okay, I know that about me. I know that's one of my weaknesses. When I really have to dial things in, like on my pizza day, I'm probably going to be very much to the teaspoon on that day, right? But I already know I always overdo my spoons. Just saying. And I'm okay with that because I'm sort of, for me, I am trying to shed a couple of pounds. I'm going on vacation, right? I got to wear a bikini, but I'm also kind of in that maintenance. And when you get into maintenance, so I could have gone up another category, which would have put me at 4 spoons. So I kind of hover on the spoons. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now I have my lunch is green salad. So I'm going to have 1 packed leafy green salad. I will put on probably cucumber and tomato on it. And my salad dressing, I made some roasted red pepper dressing. And I will put just a little bit of I won't fill the whole orange container up because I'm going to leave a little bit of room for the seeds. Okay, so that's actually 2 greens, and I'm going to go over my greens on this one too. And it's okay to go over on your greens, in my opinion. And it tells you too, if you're hungry, add a green. If you have absolutely no energy, add a purple. You know, and if you're absolutely hungry, add a green, add a red, because that's your protein, and that's, you know, the nutrients, the vegetables, usually it's some vitamins and nutrients that your body needs. If you are absolutely low on energy, and you are getting enough rest and you're eating all of your other containers, you can add a purple. Not every single day, but on those days that you are just totally starving or absolutely no energy, okay? So we've got our greens taken care of. We got the oranges used up. I've already used my blue, otherwise I might put cheese on my salad. Okay, so what is this leaving me? That leaves me, oh, I forgot, chicken on my salad, leftover grilled chicken. That was a red. So what I have left over is 1 red and 1 purple Shakeology with a fruit in it. Okay. So that is 1 purple, 1 red. So use that. Okay, so I've lined it all out. I've used that all. See, that didn't take very long to reverse engineer it. So there's 2 ways you can do this. First, you need your weekly meal plan. So what I want you to do is figure out 2 or 3 breakfast options that you like and what those are as far as the color container count. If you need help with that, let me know. I will work it out with you. 2 or 3 snacks that you like. What would your typical lunch be like? If you're off working all the time, do you always take salad and, you know, chicken or tuna or whatever? Figure out what that is. I want to know what kind of dressings you use. And then you want to start building your library of dinner recipes, because that's going to be, in my opinion, that is where it all kind of starts from. And you build your day from that. And I know, like, I have slow cooker chicken in today because I have a team call at 4:30, and I have a meeting later tonight away from home. So that's cooking now. It's almost already done. And dinner's going to be done. Family's going to be fed while I'm on the go. So kind of looking ahead at what do you have coming up for your week. Wednesday, I'm taking my mom for a doctor appointment into Anchorage. So I know I need to have something in the crock pot before we leave. So when we get home, it's all ready to go. I don't know how long we'll be. So you kind of look ahead too. What do I have going on this week? How do I want to plan around that? Do I need a crock pot meal? Am I going to end up eating out? And if you do eat out, then I want you to figure out, leave yourself down here. You might not know what you're going to have, but leave yourself a red, a protein, a carb, a yellow, at least one green for a veggie. At least leave that. A yellow, a red, a green. And a lot of times there's going to be some healthy fats in there. So if you can, leave your blue as well, right? So plan for that and then, figure out the rest of the day. There are a 21-day tracker app that you can use to track your containers as well. I might put that link out there. Also, okay, so I think that's it. So then the other thing is, so here I've got my, my recipes. I have them in these. I put it in a binder. So I pull them all out when I'm building my plan. So I've got my honey soy. I've got my avocado lime. I've got my chicken breast with feta and artichoke. I've got the carrot seaweed medley recipe and my chicken fajita recipe. I've got them all pulled out. So they're sitting near my planner that's on the fridge, and I got it set to go. So when I built my meal plan yesterday, I built my grocery list and went shopping yesterday. So, this is all together and it's all a great system. So where does it start? It starts with figuring out what your container, your target calorie is. What is your goal? Do you want to lose weight? Then figure out what that category is. Then start figuring out from those food lists, what are my favorite breakfasts? What are my favorite snacks? What do I typically have for lunch? Or if you do like me, this is really just a simple way to do it. Make it a salad with a protein, with some kind of dressing, or a leftover from the night before, because then you know. And then figure out what your dinners are going to be for the week. Once you've figured that out, I will put the Excel spreadsheet out there so you can work up something like this. When I go in to do my meal plan, here's what I'm changing every week. Just the bottom line. So the first time you get in there and put it together, it might take a little extra time, but then every week I just go in, figure out what dinners I'm going to have through the week, figuring out what my schedule is, what's going to suit it, and I change those dinners. Then you can go in, reverse engineer your day. And then when you finish this, and you might title that fajita cooker, slow cooker fajita, and put this with the recipe. So when I have that, here's what my day is going to look like. Or you can use the 21-day tracker app to track your containers. If you do that, already put your dinner in as if you already ate it, so that you know how much you're going to have left. Maybe your afternoon snack is going to be next to nothing if you've already wasted it all during, already eaten it all in the beginning of the day. And then, it's a complete system. So then you use this. And when you're doing this, look at this. All my stuff was from the veggies mostly, right? You can start, and then you start learning where food falls into the containers. So you want to keep it simple. The first bit of doing this, setting it up, takes a little more time. But once you get it set, it is set. And you get to reuse it over and over again. You keep doing this from week to week to week. Not only are you building healthy lifestyle habits, which is going to save you time from running to the grocery store all the time, It's going to save you money from running to the grocery store all the time. It's going to give you peace of mind because you know you've already done your grocery shopping. You've got all the ingredients you need in your pantry, in your fridge. Some days maybe I decide, oh, I don't really feel like avocado lime salmon, so I can pick a different one, but I still know I have all the ingredients, right? So that is how I do it, and that is how it works for me. Just know that you need to have a plan, otherwise you are just picking and choosing throughout the day, and I guarantee you're going to pick unhealthy options and you are going to overeat or undereat, which is equally as bad. Or you're going to eat a lot of one category and not enough of another, so your nutrition is just out of balance. You may have had enough calories, but your body needs a certain amount of different food groups to function right, including water. And if you don't set the day out, because not every day do I reverse engineer, I have my app on my phone at my fingertips to track it. Okay, so you plan, prep, pack, track. That is the system that works. All right, got any questions? Let me know. I want to work one-on-one with you guys. I want to see what your breakfast, lunch, and snack options are. I want to know what your container count category is. I want to know what your struggles are. I want to know what your goal is, to lose weight, maintain weight. If you start working the system and I want to help you build it, then you will have set yourself that tool that will keep you going to your goal and help you maintain it. All right? So stick with me on this. All right, everybody. Any questions? Let me know, comment below, or reach out in a private message.